All right. Yo, yo, yo. It's Roho Kovi here, back again with another special stream. This is my post HeroCon stream. I'm gonna go over all of the shit that I got from the convention, pretty much, like all the comics that I got signed, all the comics that I picked up, the graphic novels that I picked up, and I'm also gonna go over some of the tips and feedback that I got from the pros at the convention on my one shot Nobody's Safe, a Spider-Man fan comic by yours truly. Yeah, so let's get started. First things first. Give me a second. Give me a second. Here we go. Just post this on my channel. So yeah, I went to Heroes Con this last weekend. This past weekend actually. And it was honestly great. I had a freaking awesome time at Heroes Con. Let me put this up right here so I can see the chat. Sorry about that, guys. Super weak. All right. So yeah, I had a awesome time at Heroes Con this weekend. I saw pretty much all the creators I wanted to see. I got all the books that I want signed, and I also picked up some cool books. But most importantly, I got some really, really great feedback on my one shot. So, if you didn't know, in the past couple of streams, I was talking about I made a bunch of printouts of my one shot Spider-Man Nobody's Safe, right? I made a bunch of printouts, and I was gonna take them to Heroes Con. And I handed them out to a couple of creators. I handed out a couple to some like random publishers, just like little indie publishers. I might, need an artist or maybe somebody who can do whatever, right? And so that's kind of what I did, right? And I got honestly, I got some really good feedback. And it really put a battery on my back. I mean, I don't know if the artists were just like gassing me up or whatever, but I still feel confident in what I'm doing, that I'm progressing in the right way. But we'll get to that later, right? So first things first, go to my website, right? avoxcomics.com. The link will be in the description of the video. If it's not, I'll put it in there later. But that's where I will have all of my old work, all of my new work will be posted on there exclusively. Sign up for my mailing list. My mailing list, I will be sending out like updates. If you sign up for my mailing list, you'll know when new content or new comics will be dropping. So just sign up for my mailing list. If you want a sticker, cop a sticker. It's $5 a pop plus shipping. High quality stickers. Why not? Also, I have my one shot that I recently worked on. My horror one shot, Strange Fruit Revenge, is on there. My ongoing series that I worked on in 2023, Bam, The Last Hero on Earth, is on there. Chapters 1 through 11, and I have my one shot, The Lost Zone, on there. So it's a good collection of comics that I've worked on the last 2-3 years. It's older work, but it's still good, at least in my opinion, right? My artwork is obviously progressed and gotten better, but it's also something good to look on, So just go to my website, just give it a look. All of it's free. All of it's just my comics, right? I will be posting Nobody's Safe on there. June 1st, I will be posting 2 pages a week on the website and on my YouTube community tab, right? Yeah. Also, thanks for everybody who's been watching a lot of my videos. My Dahmer video is almost at 70K, which is honestly awesome. I already have my next video pretty much lined up for next week. I already got the audio recorded. Just gonna pretty much editing is pretty much what's next. So next week I will have a next video up. I also just posted my interview with Ryan Ingalls, who is the creator of the Rollout project. I posted a video about them on my channel. OGs on the YouTube space, blah blah blah, whatever, right? So enough of the advertisement and the shilling, right? Let's get to the what I got from Heroes Con. I got so many good books. I got so many books signed. So much. I got some remarks. I got some just great advice from the pros, like I said earlier. So yeah, let me get to that. Let's zoom in on the camera, right? And so we can see what we got going on today. You know, got the pimple on the nose. She hurts like a motherfucker. All right, so let's go over what I got. Oh shit! Oh fuck. Give me a second. I just spilled my drink. God damn it. 1 second. Give me 1 second. I'll get her a towel. Oh fuck. Just spilled my water on the floor. It's all good. That's all good. Just soak up. All right, I'm back. Whatever, fuck it. It is what it is. Let me move that out of the way. Throw my drink on the floor. But all right, so close the door real quick in my room. Alright. Fuck it. Alright. So, yeah, I got a lot of cool shit at the convention. I met and talked to a lot of cool creators, a lot of indie creators that I already knew from, like, Instagram or YouTube or from, like, you know, Osmosis, right? Random just stuff. So, let me go over some of the stuff that I got signed and I picked up that's, that I didn't already have that was, like, already in my, collection, right? So, I got, first, I'll talk to Michael Fife, the author and creator of Copra. So I had already had this book, the Creating Copra book. Pretty much he just lays out his whole experience just being an indie creator and stuff like that. It's a really cool book. It's a bunch of like Substack essays and just a bunch of stuff that he's just been going through. He gave me a cool little like remark in here. You know, it's a little signature with the color pencils. And then, what else did he give me? He gave me this cool little printout with all of his like Copra stuff on there. Also, I got round 1 of Copra, which is the first book. I hadn't read it, honestly. I just really just picked up the creating thing because I was interested in learning how to, you know, what it took to become a self, you know, published artist, because that's kind of like the state I'm in right now. I haven't, you know, obviously I'm not with the publisher. He also did another remark right here. So that's cool. He did a color pencil, which is cool. And if I don't know if any of you guys checked his workout, but he uses like a lot of multimedia. So, you know, he uses like color pencils and like pastels and paint and stuff like that. And that's what I really like about his artwork. It kind of reminds me of the old like Milestone stuff. If you guys have read any of the Milestone stuff, that's what it's kind of like, right? So I really fuck with it. I read like the first couple pages. I'm definitely gonna be digging into this within the month. I got a lot of stuff in my backlog of reading. So that was a really cool book. I also picked up Fantastic Amazement with the Hue Marks by Victor Alpi. Another great artist, creator. He's like super duper dope. He's just like another great artist. I had been following him on Instagram for a minute. This is a cool dude. He gave me, you know, he did a little remark on this, like, I don't even know what to call it, like, thing. You know, it's pretty cool. He also gave me a bunch of, like, little ash cans he did. I think it's in my box back here, so I'll get to that when I, go through that stuff. But these are all, like, the graphic novels that I pretty much picked up from the, thing, from the convention. Yeah, Victor Alpi, super dope. What's up, man? Ithicky5. What's up, dude? So I also talked to Eric Canetti. Bro, he gave me some really awesome feedback and just like, he probably gave me the best feedback from the whole convention. But he also, what he did was, because I was out there handing out the little ash cans of my Spider-Man fan comic, right, for free. Pretty much handing them out. I'll give him some stickers out as well with that. And Eric also, you know, he gave me pretty much free copies of his book, Arc Athena, all 3 issues for free. Which I was honestly baffled because he was selling for like $20. So he gave me all 3 books for free. Super duper high quality books. I read the first book. It's, I mean, pretty cool story arc. And Eric Kennedy, if you don't know, I mean, if you follow him on Instagram, that guy's a really great artist, man. Awesome. He gave me a lot of good feedback, which I'll talk about in a little bit after I go through all my stuff. But you know, he actually like sat me down, not sat me down, but like really went through everything, like, and was like, okay, so like, you know, this and that, was really went in depth with the stuff, the feedback he gave me and stuff like that, which I really appreciated. And lastly, I also got this Carmen America books, which is also with Eric Kennedy's, like, they're under the same imprint, which is Iconic Comics. And this is like Tim Lim and Mark Pellegrini. I think Tim Lim draws the art and Mark helps with the writing. And it's like some, you know, anime stuff. They're like really popping on like the indie, like Kickstarter scene. Really great art, just like, and they're really like super high quality, like with their production value. Like this cover is embossed, like the female right here, Carmen, she like pops out even in the back cover, like the characters right here pop out, like the rabbit and the otter. It's really good. And Tim Lim's artwork is super cool. It's like definitely like anime based, anime inspired artwork. It's really cool, really great, really vibrant and poppy. So I'm gonna dive into that. Also, and it's also, I mean, pretty inexpensive for the most part. Like for such a high quality book, this is the volume 2. You know, I mean, it was only $20, $25. So I mean, just look at this artwork. It's great, man. It's a really good artwork. Definitely another thing is gonna be on my backlog of stuff I need to read. Like look at this cover. This is like the out cover, like for the like like back of the book, and this is the cover for the front of the book. Like this shit is fucking amazing. And Tim Lim like freaking only works in Procreate. I was talking to him, and he said he only uses two layers, which is crazy. And he said he uses an old ass iPad, which is awesome. Carmen. Yeah, Carmen America is they get like 100K each campaign they do on Kickstarter. They're like probably one of the top like creators on Kickstarter. So, and I can see why. Like I said, they're super high quality, super amazing, super awesome. So, all right, let's go through the some of the other stuff that I got. So, let's see. These are some of the ash cans that I got. So I talked to this indie creator, publisher company called Blacktooth Publishing. They have this book called Dogpile that I picked up. It's a pretty good book, high quality. The writer was there. I gave him an ash can also, so maybe he'll hit me up. You know, who knows? But this book is pretty cool. I like the artwork in there was really great. It's like manga-esque, super awesome. There was a booth there that had these cool ass stickers. They were like Game Boy Advanced retro stickers. So I got like the Beavis and Butthead. I got a Carnage, Maximum Carnage, and then I got the Pokemon Fire Red, and I also got a Capcom versus Marvel thing sticker, which is on my iPad now. I talked to Andrew McLean, and he gave me a bunch of free stickers. And I went to Sean Crystal. I got a bunch of stickers from his booth. He has really awesome stickers, really cool stickers. Sean Crystal, really cool. I also talked to him about some of my, showed him my artwork also. He has a podcast called The Ink Drop with Eric Kennedy, and the other dude's name is Mateo. I don't know his last name, but whatever. He has some really cool stickers. I love the way he colors. He has really good color art. I saw Juan Gideon, and I got a bunch of stickers from him as well. He did like the Fantastic Four Jurassic World thing. So he has some really cool stickers. These are good artists. He was the first person I actually talked to, and he was the guy that was like, you should hand some of these ash cans out to publishers, and maybe they'll hit you up. Because initially I was going there just to give them all to a bunch of artists. He was like, you should hand your ash cans to some publishers. Maybe they'll, you know, hit you. So I handed them out to about 2 publishers. I only had, I think, about like 10 copies, and I handed them all out. I kept one for myself. But yeah, so he has a bunch of stickers in here. I've opened them because like all of the shit that I would put stickers on, I'm pretty much like I pretty much have like no space for them. So I'm like gonna hold on to the stickers. So maybe I'll put them somewhere, or maybe I'll get a book just specifically for my stickers and just save them in there, because, you know, whatever. Yeah, yeah. The that booth with the cartridge stickers was awesome. They also had like these canvases with like VHS like wraps on them. So they had like an Akira one, the Batman '97 or '87, whatever stuff. And so that booth was awesome. That's where I got this shirt from also. So let me show this up. Here's another thing I got. My Ed Piscor, remember, Ed Piscor shirt, Read More Comics. I got it from that same booth. They were doing a bunch of t-shirt prints for like Heroes Con. They also had that's where I got those stickers from. So Victor Alpe, the guy that did the Humarks, whatever, the Human Sharks. He had a bunch of ash cans there, and I picked up a bunch. He gave me, I think I got, I paid for these two. It was like $5 for both of them, and he gave me this one for free. Also, like I said, that dude's he's a great artist. He's just simple as that. He's a cool artist. He has a lot of good work. It's bunch of dope shit. He get a little remark on the inside, simple stuff. But yeah, Victor Alpe, you can catch him on Instagram. Yeah, if they animate the Jurassic League, that would be pretty cool. I mean, it was a pretty cool concept. Like I like the Joker dinosaur. That was pretty cool. And then it's crazy. I picked up that book on accident. Like I thought Daniel was drawing the books, but he was just writing it. And when I talked to Juan, he was pretty much saying like that they had Daniel like help him write the script. Like it was Juan's initial idea, and then Daniel kind of just like helped him like mold it up into like whatever. But yeah, I met a lot of good artists. Those are all the indie artists. I met like everybody I went to go see. I pretty much saw like that I meant to see to get signed off. I pretty much saw. Right now I'm just going through all like my indie like smaller guys. So Hard Justice, another indie book that I got. This guy I don't know how to pronounce his last name, but this dude right here, I've been following him on Instagram for a while. So I just saw him there, got his book. I like to support the smaller creators also, especially if they're like people that I've been following on Instagram. There was like Heroes Con, honestly, was just amazing. There were so many creators there. There's so many artists there. So many people that I've like been, like I said, I've been following on Instagram, I've known about. So I was like, it was cool to see them there, and I was able to pick up the work. Because like sometimes you'll see people and they're like, oh, go to my website, da da da, and like you don't want to pay the shipping fee because sometimes the shipping costs be so expensive compared to like the cost of the books. But so it was awesome to just like get the books initially like right then and there. So whatever. On the last day I picked up this Snarglagon by Andrew McLean. Andrew McLean, he's an artist. He does what's that fucking Looper? That was like this book he's known for. So last day I just was walking around and I picked up the Snarglagon book. He did a little remark in there also, and his artwork is awesome. And it's like I love how he kind of used the blue gray tones on it. This is like his ode to like Godzilla, pretty much. But he also wrote Godzilla for I think it was Dark Horse or Image, I don't remember. But he did a little run on there with Jake Smith, who's an artist that I've followed on Instagram for a good while. He's an awesome artist, Andrew McLean, super dope. So this book was cool. It was cool to look at. I really enjoyed it when I was reading it, and I love this like size of the books. I like how like some of these are like magazine size. It's super cool. But so I got that. That was literally on the last day. So let's get some of the cooler stuff that I got. So pretty much I broke my budget with these two books I'm about to show you right now. So I got a remark from Simon Bisley on my body count #1. Freaking awesome. Simon Bisley is cool. He's just super metal, like British dude. He was just there. He was just drawing the whole time, and I just popped up. I mean, his remarks were pretty cheap. I mean, relatively cheap compared to like most other artists that were there. He's like $80. So I got this body count remark. He did it all just pretty much in like I forgot what the pencils are called, like the little ink gouache markers, whatever. So yeah, you get a little signature on there. That was pretty cool. And then also I got a remark from Stephen Platt on my Moon Knight 60. That shit is sick, man. The blue ink and like it's amazing. And Stephen Platt, Stephen Platt is one of those people you don't really see often, and he's like pretty much one of those guys on like in the comics industry that like went really got super popular and he kind of just like disappeared. So yeah, the Simon Bisley shit is super metal. It's super sick. Look at that. That's like sick. Yeah, and this is awesome. This is super awesome. I didn't know I was gonna get it because Stephen Platt was literally only slated for Friday, Saturday, so I didn't know if I was gonna get it or not. But whatever. So that was super cool. Stephen Platt shit was expensive as hell. I saw Jim Rugg there. I got a Street Angel, my graphic, the trade of Street Angel signed by him. Also got some more stuff. It's just down in the box. I got to look through it. And he did a little remark of Street Angel. Well, I signed it. I love Street Angel. I love the multimedia aspect of Street Angel. Some of it's like pen, some of it's like digital. Street Angel is also it's just a great book. If you haven't checked it out, it's awesome. But cool little remark. I didn't even notice he did that until I looked at it like right after the call, and I was like, damn, he did a little remark, and that's super cool. Let's see what else I got in here. So I saw some of the I saw some of one of the more popular guys, Sanford Green. If you don't know Sanford Green, he just did this Doom book, which blew up like last month. It's an awesome book. If you haven't checked it out, you should go check it out. I got him signed some of these books. Got my Power Man Iron Fist #1. The signature kind of smudged, but I mean, it's whatever. I don't really care. And then I got my Power Iron Fist #2 signed also. Sanford Green's awesome artist. Also one of the artists I showed my book, my one shot to. Jim Mahfood, Mahfood. I don't know how to pronounce it, but this is like one of the first comics I got when I was like in middle school. And I just held on to it for a long time because I really just loved the artwork, and then I got him to sign in. I was chopping it up with him for a few minutes. He was a super cool guy, awesome. Yeah, Stephen Platt is definitely a legend. He definitely disappeared whenever like he's like the Avatar, disappeared when everybody needed him the most type shit. But I was watching an interview about him, and he was pretty much saying like he got just better opportunities just working for like music videos and movies and stuff like that. I think he was doing like storyboards, which obviously probably paid more, and he probably stepped away at the right time because the the industry pretty much bursted in the 90s, so he probably stepped away at the perfect time. Let's see what else I got. I talked to Terrell Canyon. If you don't know Terrell Canyon, he is a artist that came up. He did this Slub book this year with Image. I got him to sign some of this stuff, and he has his Beef Bros indie book that he worked on. I think his brother wrote it. He drew it. Beef Bros, I really like this series. Really cool. I love the colors and stuff like that. It's a funny, goofy book, and Slub is also really good too. He's a great artist. He was like one of the first guys I had a really good like conversation with, and I showed my artwork to, and he gave me some really great feedback. Yeah. Let's see. Some more stuff I got signed by Jim. The Hulk Grand Design, Eddie P cover. I got Jim to sign. Super dope covers. One of the first Eddie Jim books that I got when I first started watching the channel. And on the Octobriana, I got Jim the Blacklight edition. Jim signed it also. Fucking awesome book. This is a great book. I really like this book. It's probably my favorite thing that outside of Street Angel that Jim's done. Let's see what else I got left. So Juan Gideon again. I got my Jurassic League #1 signed by him with the Daniel Warren Johnson cover. I should have got Daniel to sign this. I didn't even think about it. I should have got him to sign it. It is what it is though. Yep. Let's see. So I got a bunch of fucking Skottie Young signatures, bro. That Skottie Young line was like I stayed in that line for like 2 hours. It's crazy because I've been to conventions before, right? Like I've been to about like 2, 3, and I went to a few when I was in high school. And in the in between time, I wasn't really into comics like that. I hadn't been to conventions, so I honestly forgot how much standing and waiting you do at conventions. So day one, I just pretty much was like, all right, fuck. So like the most popular 3 people that I pretty much that was going to check out was Daniel Warren Johnson, Skottie Young, and David Finch, right? Those are the people that I wanted to check out that had the longest lines. I had to wait in the longest overall at the con, right? So Skottie Young was probably the most popular person at the convention behind or with equal to like Chris Claremont. It was like Skottie, Chris Claremont, and Adam Kubert were probably the most popular people at the convention at HeroesCon this year. So obviously I don't have any Chris Claremont books. Adam Kubrick, I had my Ultimate X-Men #1 to get signed, but honestly was like, I don't care if I get it signed. To be honest, I just didn't care. Like, Adam Kubrick's cool, but he's not like one of my favorites, right? And Chris Claremont, I didn't read the X-Men run when it's coming out, so it's kind of I've aged out. I'm too young for his books, right? I've read some of his the old X-Men stuff, but it's like, whatever, right? But Skottie Young, I fuck with Skottie Young, and I honestly fuck with the old Skottie Young. So day 3 Sunday was my day for Skottie Young, and I waited in that line for like 2 fucking hours. Was it worth it? I mean, it was alright, but so like, Skottie Young's lines were super long, and people were at his shit, like, handing him, like, he had a 40 book limit, so, and motherfuckers were taking advantage of that shit, handing him 40 books at a time to get signed, because people were trying to flip his cover, because like, he is super popular. So I got my Rocket Raccoon #1 signed by Skottie. I got his Venom Twist Part 1 signed by Skottie. This is like some old shit. You probably didn't even seen this shit, because this is before he even did all the, like, the cartoony stuff. I got my Spider-Man Legend of the Spider Clan #3 signed by him. I fucking love this cover. Awesome, right? This came out last week. I just happened to get it. I was like, I might as well get a more contemporary Skottie shit signed. So I got this Spider-Man, whatever. I didn't care. I got my Fairyland #1 signed. Fairyland's like probably my favorite work by Skottie. Honestly, is writing and drawing super awesome. Bro, 2 hours. Yeah, I didn't have a conversation. I took a picture with him, but I think I kind of fucked up, right? So there was 2 guys talking to behind me, and one of them was worked for a comic book store, and the other one was just like a flipper. So like I said, they had a 40 book limit on like the signatures, right? So one of the dudes had like 60 books, and he was like, "Oh, can you take 20 of them and get them signed so I can like stay, within the force?" Like, I was like, "Fuck it, all right, cool." So I gave him the books. I took his books and whatever. The dude paid for all of his shit to get signed. He's paid like probably fucking like $600 to get all of his books signed. But he pretty much was like he gave me like a box of books, and they're already undone. So I gave Skottie the books that I was gonna sign. Like all the ones I'm showing you right now. I only have 5 books to get signed. Right? I wasn't trying to get a bunch of books signed. So this is the last one I got. The New Warriors #1. Anyway, so the guy gave me a bunch of his books. So it was like 20 books. So I had like probably 25 books to get all together to get signed. I gave him my 5 books, and I gave him the box. And I think Skottie was probably like kind of like pissed off a little bit, not pissed off at me, but just like annoyed with the fact that people were like trying to get a bunch of signatures done. I talked to him for like 2 seconds, but I also think that he wasn't gonna have long conversations with people because his line was stupid long. Like I was in the front. I was probably one of the first 10 people to get signed, because like I said, I got into the line like first thing. Like that was like my mission. Like, all right, I'm gonna get to the con. I'm going straight to his line because I already know it was gonna get backed up, and I was in there for a long time. So I think he probably wasn't gonna have too many conversations with people because he was just trying to get the line moving. Like he just wanted to get it ramping and going, all stuff like that. So yeah, it was crazy. I mean he's cool. Skottie who's sitting there just drawing. Signature and shit. Going crazy, and like I said, he probably wasn't gonna have too many conversations with people because it was just gonna go fast. Like he was trying to get the line moving because he don't want people waiting there for like all day, which I'm sure some people probably waited there all day, but. It is what it is. But I mean, Skottie's cool. I took a picture with him. I talked to him a little bit about some rap stuff. Like he was listening to like Black Star, like Mos Def and Talib Kweli. I was talking to him a little bit about that, and then that was pretty much it. It was like a short conversation, and like I didn't expect much. Like like people who are busy, like who have like a lot of like lines, like people in their lines, I wasn't expecting to have too many conversations. Some people I'll talk about in a little bit had no lines, and I was trying to have a conversation with them, and they kind of were just like still being like short with me, which I guess some artists are just like that. They're just not people who are personable, you know what I'm saying? But I don't take anything personal. Like I don't care. Like I don't know these people, they don't know me, so it is what it is, right? Let's keep going. I got this little ash can signed by Dexter Vines. He's like an inker known for like inking like Ed McGuinness and stuff like that. Who's like one of my favorite artists, and I got this ash can off of eBay like a while ago. He was cool. Like he was like one of those guys, like I said, that was kind of like short, and he had no line. And I wanted to talk to him, but he was kind of like, yeah, it's cool, yeah, kept everything short. So I was like, yeah, I'm not about to sit in this motherfucker like try force conversation out of people who don't want to have a conversation. You know what I'm saying? I'm not doing that shit. So also super cool. I got Chris. I think his name is Garuso. I got some books signed by him. So I got this Spider-Man, Spidey and the Mini Marvels Ash Can 2023 signed by him, and I got this Invincible cover, Invincible 97 or 98 signed by him. He did like an homage to issue number 1. And I honestly, so like I'm a big Invincible fan, right? I have a full run of Invincible, whatever. And so this cover, I didn't know this was in existence. So I was on eBay one day and I happened to see that he had this was on there, and I just bought it, you know, or I did an auction for it and whatever. I got it, so I got it signed, and I was gonna get it graded, but bro, that CGC shit is for the birds, bro. That shit, I was in that line also for a long time. Like I said, like standing in line was probably the worst thing that I had to do with like everything, like with the convention. Like I was in a line for a lot of it. It was horrible, but I mean it was what it was, right? Let's see what I forgot. That's the bottom of my stuff. All right, so next I got Daniel Warren Johnson, one of my favorite artists, top 5 personally. So I got my Old Man Skywalker Ashcan sign, which I'm so mad that I paid for because he had a bunch of them for free. So, you know, fuck me, right? But whatever. I got Murder Falcon number 1 signed. My Transformers number 1 signed. And I got my Beta Ray Bill number 2 signed by Daniel, who's like popping right now, super hot. Like he's probably peak right now, especially since he did that Transformers run. That guy's like up there. I also got my Dual Power Bomb number 7, the Spawn cover signed. I got a 9.8, which is I guess surprising, whatever. But yeah, the CGC, they were doing like a day grading, so like you turn it in one day, you pick up the next day. So that was cool. And I'm not like people that do like CGC stuff just to flip it, and I don't really care to flip the shit. Like I'm just like I said, I'm just here to like I get stuff graded to preserve it for myself. So like just like I have it, you know? Like I'm not gonna sell these books. Like all the books that I have in my collection are for me. They're not for sale. Like if I feel like I'm gonna sell it, then I'll sell it, but it is what it is. Yeah. The put that back. Sorry. Yeah, some of the comic book creators are kind of like just awkward. And like I said, I don't hold it against them. Like I don't care. Like it is what it is. Especially like imagine if you're like a popular artist that's like having to see like 40, 50 people at a time. He's kind of like, yeah, keep it short and sweet. You know, some people are more personal than the other. That's just what it is, right? Yeah, a Dual Powerbomb was the first series that I read of Daniel that was like coming out at the time. Like I read Extremity and Beta Ray Bill and the Wonder Woman Dead Earth, but it had already came out, so I was backlogging and stuff. I read all Daniel shit. Like I said, he's like one of my favorites, so I always go back and read his stuff. And then Dual Powerbomb was coming out when I first started getting to him, and Dual Powerbomb is awesome. There's so many great like action scenes and like the way he does like his wrestling scenes and stuff like that. It's awesome. It's awesome. Super. All right, so next, I got some David Finch. Some David Finch stuff signed. You know, he has like a little signature on my Moon Knight stuff. I didn't really have much interaction with him. Pretty much, he was kind of like one of those guys, like, you know, because I watched his streams. I was like, yeah, man, I love his streams. Da da da. He was like, yeah, it's cool. Yeah. And I was like, all right, that's cool, yeah, whatever. Like, you know, so I was like, what? All right, I'm not gonna like, whatever, cool. It's like I got my book signed and I just walked away. The crazy thing about the David Finch line, so I was waiting in this line, right? So, the CGC, what they were doing is like you sign up on they have like a little thing, you put your name in the list, and then they'll text you whenever you're ready for your turn to go turn in your books to get graded, right? So, I was waiting in the David Finch line, and then like about like 10, 15 minutes in to the David Finch line, they were like, "Oh, your order's ready," and I had already paid for my signature for David Finch, so I was like, "Fuck, bro." So I talked to the dude at the David Finch booth. He was like, yeah, just come back whenever, like, you know, you already paid, da da da. And his line was pretty long, so I left, went to the CGC shit, which was a fucking headache, man. I like, bro, that shit sucked. But whatever. So I went to the CGC shit. Was in there for like an hour and a half. Came back and I didn't have to wait in line. Just cut in line. Got my shit signed, and I had the little awkward interaction with David, and then that was it, pretty much, right? Whatever. So that was cool. I was glad I didn't have to wait in line because I literally left. That was like the last thing I had to do that day, and I left because my legs, bro, my legs was killing me every single day. At the end of the day, who else? So on Sunday, I got John Romita Jr. His line was pretty much long every single day. So last day on Sunday, I got some books signed. I had seen John Romita Jr. the year before at a different convention, so I just got some. I had got like some Kick-Ass Spider-Man books signed. So this time I just got some Daredevil books that I have signed by him. Obviously he didn't remember me from the last time I saw him, but I didn't expect him to. Cool guy. Got a picture of him. Whatever. And let's see what else I got left. Let's see. So the rest of the stuff that I got signed, I got some like the Platt, a lot of Platt signatures. So I got some Prophet books. So this is back when Platt was like on his peak. So he gave me some cool like blue ink signatures on stuff. Did I get this signed? I don't think I got signed. And then yeah, the rest of these books are the Bisley stuff. Got my Lobo shit signed. My body count stuff. Lobo's back. And then I got Mark Guggenheim, the author of Torrent. If you haven't read this book, it's a great book. He's also didn't work on like TV. I think he's just like work on The Flash and on a bunch of other TV shows, whatever. Cool guy. You know, chopped it up with him for like a second, and that was it. So that's pretty much it as far as like signatures and stuff go. That was pretty much like 90% of my days, which fucking sucked because, like I said, some of the popular guys, I was just waiting in lines for like hours. By the end of the day, my legs were killing me. My knees were killing me. I have bad knees, especially my right one. So I was like, fuck. By the end of the day, and then also like I kept forgetting to get lunch or get food. First day, like Fat Friday, I swear I was gonna pass out because I just didn't eat anything from that morning. I had like a bowl of cereal first thing in the morning, and then I didn't eat anything the rest of the day. So by the end of the day, I was just like, blah, 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 like just like all over the place. But Saturday, Sunday, I like brought snacks and stuff so I wouldn't be like too like lightheaded or whatever. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know anything about the Platt Prophet shit. I don't know if he. I guess by this time, I'm pretty sure it's been so long between him and Rob Liefeld that he probably just didn't care. I mean, his Prophet stuff is just awesome. Like, I just love the artwork and stuff like that. I actually gave him a copy of my book. I didn't get, like, he was, like, the guy I talked to on Friday, and by the time I was, like, at his booth, I was already, like, so, like, overwhelmed and, like, out of it that I didn't even I wasn't able to have a true conversation with him. I was just done. And he also had, like, not a long line, but he had, like, a few people there, so I didn't really talk to him too much. He's a cool guy, though, for the most part. Like, from what I, saw, whatever, he was talking to people and stuff, So yeah, let's get into some of the feedback that I got from some of the creators. So let me pull up my iPad, and we can kind of talk about some of the stuff that I was kind of like hearing from some of the pros. So I got feedback from Terrell, Daniel, Sanford, just a bunch of people. I was just giving my books out, and it was just like, let me know what you think. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think. Da da da. So yeah, pretty much, essentially let's start with the compliments. The biggest compliment was pretty much like my storytelling was good. All right, I got like some compliments pretty much saying like, it was clear, it was cut, it was you could understand what I was talking about, like in the story, blah blah blah. I got a lot of feedback about just like overall, just like basic fundamental things. I'm not like I'm not a pro yet, so I'm about 3 years into my art stuff. I'm pretty confident with this project. I feel like this is probably some of my best work to date. Obviously, this is my newest shit, so it's my best work right now, right? So a lot of the feedback that I got was just like background, just like making things more visible, accentuating certain things. So just like focus on backgrounds, figure drawings, just a lot of stuff like that. Daniel, he pretty much like I gave him my copy of my book and he like scribbled all of it. It was like, these backgrounds suck. Do better. You draw characters good. Like you need to focus on your backgrounds. Put more emphasis on these things. And like some of the panels in the book, I did like digital backgrounds, stuff like that. And he was like, fuck the digital backgrounds. Actually go in there and draw this shit. Like do this, do that, which gave me a lot of it made me feel good and cool. It's cool. Like it's like damn. Like obviously I didn't think they were gonna like shit on me. I didn't think they were gonna be like, yo, that shit sucks. Like don't just stop fucking drawing. Dude. Just cut it out. Like, I don't think they were gonna do that. Obviously, and I don't feel like they were like blowing smoke. You know what I'm saying? Like whatever. So. And it was cool. Like it gave me confidence. It's put a battery in my back to do better, right? So I've been going back and like redrawing some backgrounds to see right here I'm doing more like I'm actually going in and drawing the bricks and stuff like that. Because before I had I have a brush where it kind of like automatically does it. He was like, nah, fuck that. Like go in there, look at what you'll see in an alley, right? You in New York or like whatever. So today I was finishing up this background, kind of like drawing it out and just putting more emphasis in those things. Eric Canetti was probably like the best feedback, I got, and he really sat down with me and like was like, you just kind of have to like figure out what makes sense. What it's like certain things with the anatomy were kind of wonky with some of my pages and stuff like that, and he was just like, you kind of gotta like, he pulled out his sketch pad and was like, look, he looked at some of my panels that kind of redrew them real quick. It was like, look, kind of like this, and like that, and stuff like that, and honestly, it was awesome. Like, I feel good about like that I'm progressing in the right way as a creator, as an artist, and stuff like that. So I mean, it was awesome. I mean, at the end of my conversation with Daniel, who was like, all right, go back and do this, do that, and I want to see you here next year. Like, come back and show me what you got going on next year. So I mean, I'm gonna go back next year. I mean, like I have family out in North Carolina and Charlotte, so. If everything plans out, I'm planning to go back next year with some more and better work. Maybe I'll fuck around and table, if I'm progress, to the point where I can, that would be awesome, But even with these, like, so I wasn't gonna leave these like digital backgrounds in there. There was just placeholders for the like storytelling purposes and stuff like that. And you were like, don't do that, and do this and do that, and just a lot of stuff that I got feedback on, just like. But like I said, the biggest compliment that was from most of my people was just like storytelling, like the story pages and stuff like that. It made sense, and it flowed better. When I talked to Corel Canyon, he was kind of like, with the word bubbles, you should try to like figure out, placing the word bubbles before you draw the page. He also, what else did he say? He wasn't like, he was probably one of the only people that didn't post like the photo backgrounds. So he's like, you should like, finesse them a little more, like do some more line work and stuff like that. Because deepfaking pictures isn't a new thing to like manga and comics. Like especially manga creators, they'll do deepfakes on like their backgrounds. Like if you read like Goodnight Pun Pun, like that mangaka, he does a lot of deepfake backgrounds. He doesn't draw his backgrounds, he uses pictures and he like finesses them and fucks with the levels and like draws in a little bit so like it looks like he drew them but he really doesn't. So that's something that I kind of try to fuck with sometimes. And like I was trying to get these pages done for the convention, so I kind of like threw these pictures in there. But it's cool though, like it is what it is and stuff like that. So now I'm just kind of like going back and just kind of redrawing something. So like I'm working this wall right here and like just going back and I fixed his arm because like this is one of the things that Eric was Canetti was talking to me about. Like this arm kind of looks kind of wonky. You should try to do it like this and like that, and like just more emphasis on certain little things that I can do to make it look better, right? I talked to Sean Crystal, who's part of the Ink Drop podcast with Eric Canetti, and he was kind of like, he said that there's 3 different values you have, right? You have blacks, grays, and whites, right? And you should have like a gallon of black, a quart of grays, and like something of whites, like a pint of whites, whatever. So like to like keep it like looking more level and having your artwork pop and stuff like that. So yeah, I got a lot of great feedback, a lot of positive feedback, and I just got a lot of work to do, right? And I'm not opposed to that. I'm not opposed to getting work. I love getting good feedback from artists, especially artists who are in the precipice of the careers and the pop in, and who also I know have been in this space that I've been in, right? So it's awesome. It was a great con. I had a good time. Uh, Aside from like standing in line every day, like even Friday, like so I had events tickets, 3 day events tickets, thinking that I was able to get into con early, which I was supposed to. So I got to the convention hall probably like at 10:30 because the convention starts at the convention starts at 11. I got there and I was waiting in line for like an hour and a half. Didn't get in until time for the doors to open, which sucked. And so that kind of like threw me off that Friday, and like my energy was pretty much gone by then, just from waiting in line. But I met some cool people. One of the guys I was in line with was an artist also who was also a fan of Daniel, Warren Johnson, and he showed him his portfolio and stuff like that. I saw a bunch. There wasn't that many people who were showing off their artwork. From what I could see, I probably saw like 3 or 4 people like outside of myself who was like going around. That wasn't like conning or what, like part had a booth or whatever. That was kind of like showing off their work, whatever. So that was like that was just like had the portfolios with them and was showing it off and getting feedback. So that was cool. I didn't get that much film because like I was just so exhausted and just from standing lines that I didn't want to I didn't record too many people like in costumes. I saw a bunch of cool costumes and a bunch of cool like memorabilia and stuff like that. But I was just so burnt out by like the end of the day, or like by the time I got out of the first long line, I was just like fuck this, like so. But yeah, so I'm gonna go back and probably like this week just rework some of these pages and like do like some what I can to fix some of the stuff, and then I'm still planning to put out the book January 1st, so or like the pages, 2 pages a week January 1st, and then go from there. I still have a bunch more after the fact that I still need to work on, but yeah, like I had a great weekend. I had a great a time at KurosCon. I'm definitely gonna, if I can, I'm gonna go back next year, and it's as simple as that. Also, when I was at the convention, seeing all these people's original artwork really made me want to start like getting into traditional work. So today I ordered a bunch of stuff on Amazon, like some tools and supplies stuff. So I think after I'm done with this Spider-Man comic, my next one shot I'm gonna do is gonna be a traditional one shot that I'm gonna do. I already have the story and stuff pretty much laid out. Excuse me. So yeah, that's gonna be my next project. It's gonna be a traditional work. I got a bunch of like paper, like Bristol board stuff, and supplies. So I'm gonna do that next. And since here's some of the unfinished pages that I have done. But yeah, so I'm really excited. I feel good. My page is also going crazy. My Dahmer video is almost at 70K. My Derf Dirt page is almost at 70K views, so that's awesome. This comic is coming out really good. I think all the people who check it out are gonna really enjoy what I have going on with this book. It's gonna be like 60 pages long. I think it's gonna be probably some of my better work, like I said. Yeah, that's pretty much all I got for tonight. Like I said, go to my website. Hey, I appreciate it. Thanks. I appreciate you watching the videos. My next video is coming out not this week, next week. I already have pretty much most of it recorded. I just got to edit some of it, and then I'll have it done. I use Procreate to draw. So this is like the app that I've been using for the last like 3 or 4 years. I've been drawing on here since I started drawing back during COVID. So here's some of my old work. I was doing like an Instagram comic strip. So, but yeah, so I've been working on this program for about 3 or 4 years. I pretty much know about the back of my hand. So yeah. So yeah, but yeah, Spider-Man, Nobody Saved, July 1st, Nobody Safe, 2 pages a week. For as many weeks as, I don't know how many weeks this is, like 6 pages, 2 weeks. That's probably that's a long time, like 2 or 3 months. And then I'll have another one shot, which I'm going to be doing traditionally. that'll be coming out. So I'm pretty much gonna just put out a bunch of one shots until I feel like my skills are good enough to go back and start doing my my ongoing series BAM, which you can check out on my website. BAM is like my flagship series that I'm really that I've been that I have all my stuff, like the story pretty much done for. I stopped doing it. I did 11 chapters. This is BAM right here on the sticker right here. I stopped doing it because I just felt like my artwork wasn't where I wanted it to be. So but you can go back and read the first 11 chapters right now on my website, and just give me some feedback. Sign up for my mailing list. I'm going to so probably starting like next year or the end of next year, I'm probably going to go back and remaster all the old chapters with some new artwork, update some stuff, and then go from there with that series. But yeah, so I appreciate everybody who's watched the live stream. Like the video, comment, whatever. Go check out some other video essays. I have a bunch of good ones on there if you like deep dive into random aspects of comic books or manga or anime or whatever. That's pretty much what this channel is about. I appreciate it. So you went to HairCon. I'm going to go, but I could. Yeah, you should go next year, man. If you're really into comic books and stuff like that, go to HeroesCon. It is a great convention for people who are just strictly just love comic books. It's one of those conventions that's strictly comic book creators, artists, sellers, and stuff like that. So if that's what you really like, and you live in South Carolina, I mean, it shouldn't be that far of a drive. I live in Virginia. It was probably like a 5-hour drive for me, give or take. But yeah, appreciate you guys. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good shit. I'll see you guys next one. It's getting late. I go to work tomorrow. Peace.